Hey, what's going on? Got a question today from Slapped, and he says, "Hey coach, I play 11U AAA, and when I'm pitching, I always miss inside/outside. I've seen videos of me, and it seems to be because my stride is not straight, and I was wondering if you could make a video on drills to have a straighter stride." Yeah, absolutely. The number one drill that I do with all my pitchers is when they get up on the mound, they're in the stretch, and I draw a line from their back heel straight down the mound. And then when they're pitching in the bullpen, they want to make sure to try to get that front foot straight on that line, right? They want to be heel to heel down the mound, right? If anything, they want to be off of that line slightly, just about a foot width inside, right? So that would be okay. If you're outside, not so much. If you're too far inside, definitely not good, right? So you'd be throwing across your body if you were too far inside, and if you were off of that line on the other way, you'd be opening up too much, right? So that's just a general rule, a general drill that you could do every time you're up there. It's real easy. Just draw a line from your back heel straight down the mount. So that's one drill that I would recommend. The other thing that I see a lot with guys like that who are missing arm side and glove side and not so much up and down is they're very rotational. Okay, that means a lot of your energy is coming from unwinding of the pitch, right? The rotational aspect of the pitch. And because of that, it's harder for you to get your release point on that axis, right? Or where you want it, right? You to throw the ball where you want, throw more strikes is what I'm trying to say. Typically guys with a little bit lower arm angle as well, it's harder. So just pay attention to that. Are you a lower arm angle guy? Are you more rotational guy? If you're more rotational, focus on getting more drive and being more linear to your target, meaning get more drive off the mound, off the rubber, and then think about bringing your chest to your target, right? Get a little more linear. Now, obviously, rotation is a huge part of pitching, right? And if you want to pitch fast, you have to have good rotation. But the best pitchers, in my opinion, blend it. It goes from a linear movement, a good drive off the mound, to a rotational movement, and then finishing again with a good linear movement, right? So maybe you're lacking that last linear movement, or maybe you're not getting enough drive off the mound. But think about being a little bit more linear, keeping your rotational energy, but blending them all together and trying to get more to your target, okay? So that would be one thing to think about. And then just pay attention to your arm angle. If you're a lower arm angle guy, you're typically gonna miss more arm side and glove side. Guys who are a little bit higher and have more of a downward plane are gonna miss more up and down. Just be aware of it and what you're trying to do, where you're at, and then once you fix it, try to be consistent with it, right? That's the biggest thing. When it comes to pitching accuracy, I talk about 4 things a lot. First, you wanna have consistency, then conviction, then visualization, and then body control. Consistency just means that you're consistent in your delivery, right? Everything you're doing is the same, because if you're consistent with your delivery, then you're going to be consistent in the strike zone. That makes sense, right? If your stride is off this way one time and then your stride is closed off this way another time, you know, the balls are going to be going all over the place. So you got to be consistent in your delivery to be consistent at the plate. The second thing is conviction. Conviction is just knowing in your mind and in your heart and believing, truly believing that you're going to throw the ball where you want to throw the ball, right? So that's huge. You have to believe that you're going to execute the pitch. Because if you don't, if you're second guessing yourself, you're not going to be throwing to your full potential. You're going to tighten up. You're not going to be playing freely, right? When you play freely, you're going to be able to execute pitches better. So you got to have that belief in your mind and in your heart that you're going to execute the pitch. Visualization is just seeing it happen before it does, right? You know, I used to see like in my head, like a laser beam going to where I was trying to throw that ball, right? So if I was throwing a fastball, you know, I knew my fastball moved a lot, arm side, right? So if I had a right-handed batter in there, I would see it go where I want it to go before I threw the pitch. I'd be standing there on the mound and just see it in my head. My eyes would be open, but I just imagine it, and I would see it happen, and then I would do it, and I would try to execute that pitch. And if you have the belief and the confidence, and you just saw it, a lot of times you can execute that pitch very well, right? That's when you get into the zone. When you're feeling yourself in the zone, and all these things come together, pitching is easy when that happens, right? But it's about getting to that place. The last thing I talk about when it comes to pitching accuracy or pitching control, pitching command, whatever you want to call it, is body control. And that's just being able to control your body, right? If you're all off balance, like you ever see there's a bunch of kids that I see that can barely walk straight. They're all wobbling around and stuff, and then they get up on the pitcher's mound and they wonder why they can't throw strikes. It's because you don't have body control. You're not controlling your body. You're not being as consistent, right? So you got to be able to control your body. You got to be very balanced. You got to be able to move down the mountain in an efficient way, right? You got to be under control. Body control, that's what body control is. And if you have body control, then you can be consistent, right? So it all comes back into a circle. So those are the 4 pillars of pitching accuracy. Remember those: consistency, conviction, visualization, and body control. You got to have those 4 things, and then just pay attention to your arm angle and whether you're rotational, linear, how much energy, how well are you blending those together, and then just, when you figure it out, stay consistent with it. I hope that answers your question. If you've got a question, drop it down below, and if it's a good one, I'll answer it here on video. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Talk to you guys in the next one. Thanks.